Let's go.
Hi, I'm Cole Jacobs, and I play the friend.
Hi, my name is Kata, and I play the boy in our video.
I'm Macy Brown, and I play the girl.
What persuaded you guys to audition for this movie?
Funnily enough, I had met Jake a few months prior, and there's a running joke in my friend group that I am the theater kid, which he knew of. So he did encourage me to audition, and I'm glad I went.
Yeah, so I make music, and just in general, art has always been interesting to me. And I saw the audition flyer actually on the Core One story, and I've always wanted to act. So I was just like, why not? Let's take a shot at it.
That's
and
cool.
Here we are.
The director, editor, writer, multi-talented Jordi Lucas Stephenson has been my best friend since kindergarten. So he encouraged me to try out an audition. Luckily enough, I got the part.
Of course you got the part. Bro is the friend.
Are there any memorable moments or just like rewarding moments in this filmmaking process?
I can start with that. Yes, I fell into a river. And it was very rewarding. Yeah, it was great.
Memorable.
How's that happen again?
I don't know what Moss.
No, yeah.
I was instructed not to. It actually was phrased more like, Cole, do not climb on the rocks.
I think Carl fell that day too.
I climbed on the rocks. Yeah, Carl also fell on the same day. Same rock too. So.
Did you have a change of clothes or like what happened?
No.
It was cool.
One scene you were wet, the other scene you were dry.
Yeah, my sock was soaked for the rest of the day, but it was fine. It was out of frame. So.
For the rest of the 4 days, those
Oh
hands
my
did not dry up at all.
Yeah.
No, that was.
They did not. But hey, we made it through.
I feel like one of my most memorable moments is also being in the mountains and my feet being frozen and literally sitting them on a rock in the sun to thaw out. There's tons of memorable
She
ones.
didn't even fall in the river. So.
I didn't fall in the river. I was cold.
She's faking it.
I want to know who decided to go in the mountains in December. It was so cold, but I don't know.
I decided.
You decided that? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Well, honestly,
It was core too.
yeah.
We tried the soundstage. We
It's
didn't have enough water.
I think one of my other favorite moments while filming this movie is while we were doing the comfort scene. We had all of our friends and the actors at Jordi's dining room table, and his mom made bread that day. And I don't know whether we were hungry and we were tired or what it was, but that is the best bread that I have ever had in my life.
King-ass
And
bread.
everyone sat there in silence and just really just enjoyed this. It was a beautiful moment. Yeah.
Well, we're definitely going to show this to Jordi's mom now.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
No, we have to.
I would say the sunrises in the mountains.
Oh
That,
That is
just
true.
it was just beautiful. I just sat there and I was just taking it all in, and I was very grateful of, what had led to this moment.
I know exactly what moment you're talking about. Yeah, I have a behind-the-scenes picture of the reflector, and not just the sunrise, but the artificial sunrise from the light and how it reflected onto us. And it was just the coolest full circle moment.
Yeah,
I was like, man,
we just got to sit there.
Man,
they were doing all the stuff background, and
are you here?
are you looking at the mountain? The last one. I'm sorry, but actually, I don't know if I can say that. Can I say scenes in the movie? I can't, right? No.
I mean, you can talk vaguely about it. You can say, there's a moment.
All right, there's a moment that I had. It's just I never have driven myself to that point purposefully. I've been there at points, but it was just it was very interesting. But at the end of the scene of this very tense moment, I would say that was very rewarding as being an actor.
The standoff at the end?
The stare off or standoff?
Standoff.
Standoff?
The
Yeah.
duel.
The
Yeah.
duel.
With the lightsaber.
The prop gun went off in my hand.
Yeah.
It was just
Can't
happened
use
to
that.
You can't use that.
Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, I was gonna say Alec Baldwin.
What is that reference?
Yeah.
What is that reference? It's your colleague, by the way.
Yeah.
Alec Baldwin. You and him are on the same...
Hey, Mr. Baldwin, pleasure.
He's sorry.
Please let me know if you need it.
There is one scene in the movie where you guys are all together seen in the cameras. What did you specifically, Cole, talk about in the background? Because we would be focusing on Macy, we would be focusing on Kata. What was the conversations going on?
Yeah, so the director, his mother makes incredible bread, and that was the topic of discussion behind the scenes.
Bread counter.
Bread count is that too.
Hey, we signed an NDA.
Yeah.
You can't say.
I walked up to them in that scene a few times during each take, and it was always a different conversation, and I would try so
Very
hard not to laugh. Sometimes I would get like a funny little face or something. It was very exciting for sure.
We tried to confuse her. We tried to confuse her as much as we could, and it seems to have worked. So.
How? Like, did you just have a different topic of
I
discussion
spoke-
on purpose?
I spoke in Spanish one take, and she didn't understand it.
Was it still about the bread?
Yeah. Fun. Three. Bread counter, 3.
Okay. I have one moment that I think is really funny because like there wasn't a lot of time that the three of us were actually like talking to each other. Like we were either doing different things or they were in scenes together or we were in scenes together. But I remember this one time, a lot of this was filmed at Jordi's house. And so we were in Jordi's room, just the three of us, while everyone else is doing serious things and like putting together the set or whatever it was. We were just goofing around and getting out of the way. And it was actually a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, that was a pretty,
My favorite memory on set was Macy taught herself how to spin a basketball, like the Harlem Globetrotters, on
Yeah.
her finger in Jordi's bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
Yep.
when we were like playing football outside and just like just chopping it up, like that was pretty fun. Like
Yeah.
those were some pretty days. Like
Mhm.
I don't know.
I did
enjoyed
yoga
it.
one day.
Yeah.
That's nice.
We had
Oh
an
my God.
orange break. Felt like rec soccer. It was awesome.
Yeah.
What scene do you guys think is the most important to y'all?
Krish, can you ask that question?
Yeah. What scene is just the most important to y'all, both as actors and just as a person?
That's a really good question.
Thank you so much. I came up with it just now.
Run that back.
What scene is the most important to you guys, both as just yourselves and as the actors, the role you play?
I'd say evergreen.
Good question.
When you say evergreen, what scene do you mean? Because that's the thing. It's like the audience has no idea what
Mhm.
the labels for everything
Yeah.
is. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you have
So
to
we have a way of talking about
vaguely
it.
describe
Yeah.
it.
The moment when the friend was, how would I say it? Just, I wouldn't even say comforting the boy. He was just more, just kind of expressing this feeling that he had of, like telling the boy that, hey, like, there's a world out here.
I would say the same scene. There was a world swirling moment where I got to my whole character, the friend's whole thing is presence of mind, is being present. That's what he brings to the relationship dynamic through their trip through the mountains, and I got to be there and just to provide a hand on the shoulder and say, hey, are you here? It was a really good moment.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think for me, one of the most important scenes, not only for my character, but for me understanding the message of this film and really feeling it, is there's one scene that I mentioned earlier where we're all sitting around a table at like a dinner party, and we kind of have referred to it as comfort. But the moment is feeling this relationship or these two people in a relationship who should be comfortable with each other, but there is a feeling of discomfort in them just sitting next to each other. And it kind of is this larger message or theme in the film where it's how one person might see a moment, other people will see it different ways. So even if it just feels like we're sitting next to each other, or just having like having a meal or coffee or whatever it is, there might be guilt and things going through one's head where it's not going through the other, and it's just so human, and I really like that scene.
Yeah, well, I think the fish sandwich was very difficult. Kebab, rather, was quite emotionally taxing for me.
Yeah.
Physically.
physically,
Literally,
Mentally, emotionally.
he bit a rockfish. Like he like chomped into a rock.
just the smell was the hardest
it
part
was
to get over.
no, bro. It was.
cooked.
Yeah, we're gonna get the unions on us. Hold on.
Oh really? Is that like
Not
a
part of
thing?
the script. He improvised
This
that.
is not-
This,
Yeah,
this
improvised.
was improvised.
It
If
was
anybody's
improvised. I
watching,
promise.
He's fine.
I actually did
Don't
cook
blink
it.
twice.
I did cook it. It was over a fire.
Hospital for 3 weeks.
Sushi,
dude.
I mean, like he took a bite out of it. Hey, I mean, he's still here.
I think me getting
Are
salmonella
you?
was the hardest part of.
Alright, cut.
Cool.
Nice.
Got there.
Good job, y'all. That was wonderful.
This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.